The Golden State Warriors are about to sign the biggest free agent. As you all know, the Golden State Warriors have had a little bit of a losing streak as of recent, and they are looking to change things around and sign a big free agent. In today's video, we're going to be going through the 5 potential free agents the Golden State Warriors are interested in signing and how they can help them win another NBA championship and bring them back to their winning ways. So make sure to like this video, and guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it means the world if you could subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below. The first is signing none other than DeMarcus Cousins. Now, as you all know, DeMarcus Cousins has been on the radar for the Golden State Warriors for a couple of years now, but now may be the perfect time to actually finally do it. Now, as you all know, Cousins has taken a little bit of a hiatus where his last season with the Golden State Warriors was actually back in 2018-2019, but he has played for a couple of teams: Houston, Clippers, Milwaukee, Denver. He has been bounced around quite a bit, but now that he is a free agent, the Golden State Warriors could definitely use an addition, and especially of a big man of DeMarcus Cousins' caliber. Now, as you all know, Cousins is actually only 33 years of age, so he's still a very, very young player in a sense. When you add, the averages of a lot of different players, he is definitely still in those great years where he can give a lot of minutes. Now, to put in perspective as well, he is 6'10", 270 pounds. He's definitely a very, very strong player, and I think they could definitely use his inside presence. Now, in the most recent season he did play was with the Denver Nuggets, and that was in the 2021-2022 season, where he averaged 8.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. So he did a fantastic job for the Denver Nuggets during that season, and as you all know, Steve Kerr, Draymond Green, and even other players have also mentioned big things about someone like DeMarcus Cousins and how he is a great player, even when they were versing Denver Nuggets back last season. And because of this could honestly be absolutely huge, as the Golden State Warriors could definitely use someone of his caliber and can use someone with his size. Now, they have gotten Dario, which I think has been a huge addition, but I definitely do need that they need more big defense and more bigger players in order to go up against those teams that have a lot of big guys. We've seen the Warriors play a lot of games this season so far, and where we have noticed that they have their biggest issue is definitely in the height department. The most recent game they lost against Oklahoma City Thunder, obviously Chet Holmgren is absolutely massive, and they did actually lose against them twice, both in the same overtime fashion. And because of that, it does seem that the small ball, yes, it does work, but it only works to a certain extent. Chet is definitely one of those players that is kind of an enigma, where they need to definitely have a big guy on him that can stop him, and that's why you've seen clips of Rudy Gobert being able to stop Chet, or Rudy Gobert being able to stop Victor Wembanyama. They definitely need a big guy on their team, and then this is where I think DeMarcus Cousins could be a huge asset, especially on the defensive side of things, especially against bigger guys. The second is none other than Blake Griffin. Now, as you all know, Blake Griffin is a fantastic player, and he most recently played for the Boston Celtics in the 2022-2023 season, where he averaged 4.1 points, 1.5 assists, and 3.8 rebounds. Now, he was only averaging around 13 minutes per game, but he still was putting up such very efficient stats, especially while shooting 35% from the three, and also had an effective field goal percentage of 58%. So although Blake Griffin was getting only, around that 10 to 15 minute mark, I think he did a fantastic job, and I do believe he can definitely do the same for the Golden State Warriors. Now, when it comes to Blake Griffin, he stands at 6'9", 250 pounds. He still has great athleticism behind him, and on top of that, guys, he's still only 34 years old. Okay, in today's NBA, that isn't too old, guys. He can definitely still play, and I do believe he should be able to get it done if he does join a Warriors team. Now, the Warriors aren't looking to sign an absolute star, someone that can drop 30-40 points a game. They're just looking for that extra asset that can definitely push them over the hunch, which, as you all know, the Warriors have lost some very close games time and time again, and they definitely need someone that should be able to close it out, or, help them get over that hunch. And I do believe Blake Griffin can definitely be that guy as well. Blake Griffin is not only a great player, but the fact that he is or has turned into a great three-point shooter definitely does help out space the floor even more for this Golden State Warriors team if they decide to get someone of Blake Griffin's caliber. Blake Griffin has always been a great defender as always, and he definitely has the athleticism. Yes, he may have gotten older, but I do believe his great athleticism is still there, and the strength that he does possess in the paint is definitely all still there as well. So because of that, I think think Blake Griffin could be a huge addition to this team and can definitely do wonders for what the Warriors are trying to achieve. The third is none other than bringing back Juan Toscano Anderson. Now, as you all know, JTA was a perfect fit for the Golden State Warriors, and it was sad to see him go. However, he most recently played for the Utah Jazz and the LA Lakers in the 2022-2023 season, and during that season, he actually averaged 3.4 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 1.8 assists. Now, JTA, as we all know, did play for the Warriors, where he was averaging 13 minutes, and he averaged there 4.1 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 1.7 assists, so almost the same, but I do believe having JTA in the team can definitely make a huge difference. Now, he may have only gotten 13 minutes per game when playing with the Warriors, but I'm telling you right now, those 13 minutes definitely helped in some sort of way. Whether it was on defense, whether it was on offense, I do believe JTA was a perfect fit, and it would be great to have him back in the team. Now, JTA is saying that 6'6", 209 pounds, and is 30 years old, so he's still very, very young in the sense of NBA, and I do believe he still has a lot of years left. Right now, he doesn't have a team, and I think the Golden State Warriors could sign him for very, very cheap, which is what we like to see. And on top of that, JTA already has experience playing with the team, having good chemistry with the players already, so I do believe this is a match made in heaven. Where I do believe he could be a huge asset is definitely on the defensive side of things. As we all know, the Golden State Warriors love to get 3-and-D guys, and although JTA is a three-point shooter in some sense, when he was with the Warriors, it definitely has changed over the last couple of years, especially when he did play for LA Lakers and also the Utah Jazz. But when it comes to JTA as a whole, I think he can still give a lot of minutes and a lot of playing time to the Golden State Warriors, as he is still a great 3-and-D guy. But where I do believe he would definitely help out a lot is definitely on the defensive side of things. As you all know, during the season with the Warriors, he actually averaged 0.8 steals and also 0.5 blocks, which was fantastic. And guys, as we all know, defense doesn't really show up in the stat sheet enough, and there's the intangible things that JTA does that could definitely be very beneficial for the Golden State Warriors. The fourth player is none other than Danny Green. Now, as you all know, Danny Green actually signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, but he was officially released. So the last proper season he did play was with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2022-2023 season, where he averaged 6.5 points, 1.3 rebounds, and 0.5 assists. He also did this while shooting 45% from the three-point line, which is fantastic, and an effective field goal percentage of 67%, which is really, really good, especially for a guard. Now, as you all know, Danny Green stands at 6'6", 215 pounds, and he is 36 years of age. Now, where I see this as such a great fit is that Danny Green can honestly be a great sharpshooter for what the Golden State Warriors have. As you all know, the Warriors bench, although they are very good defensively, they definitely need a little bit more scoring and definitely more of a score in the team, as they did trade away Jordan Poole for someone like Chris Paul. I think Danny Green can definitely give you 10 to 15 points off the bench very, very easily, and I think he would honestly be a perfect addition for what the Warriors are trying to build. The Warriors are in desperate need of a scorer, and I think Danny Green should be able to get it done, especially with the amount of experience and NBA championship experience that he has. Now, as you all know, he was a 2016-2017 All-Defensive Player and three-time NBA champ, so he knows what it takes to win, and I think that's why he would be a great addition. He can also add that veteran experience. He is 36 years of age, has that championship experience, and can definitely teach the younger guys a thing or two about not only just playing in the NBA, but winning NBA championships. He has played for great teams. You know, Spurs he played for. He also played for Philadelphia, the Lakers, and even Toronto when they did win that championship. So I do believe Danny Green has a lot to offer, not just on the court, but off the court as well, which I think is going to be a huge addition for the intangible things. The fifth is none other than Rudy Gay. Now, as you all know, Rudy Gay is a fantastic player who most recently played for the Utah Jazz in the 2022-2023 season, where he averaged 5.2 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 1 assist per game, while also shooting 48% from the field. So he did a fantastic job for the Utah Jazz at that time, but I do believe Rudy Gay can still definitely add to a lot to any NBA team. Now, Rudy Gay, especially with his time back in Sacramento and even back in Memphis days, was an absolute beast. And although he may not be able to give you, 25, 30 points per game, I think Rudy Gay can add that little bit of extra experience to the bench that is definitely needed. As you all know, the bench guys, there are a lot of young players in that. You got Brandon Podziemski, who's definitely been on the come up. He's been playing great, but still a very, very young guy. You got Jonathan Kuminga, who's still very young and is starting to get slowly there into his ways. Moses Moody is still very young, and although they do have some of them championship experience or playoff experience, I do believe they definitely need more veterans for that bench to really start showing what they are capable of. I think Chris Paul has done a fantastic job for the role players so far, but you never can go wrong with more veterans in the team, and that's one of the reasons why Andre Iguodala was definitely a part of this team for so long. Too much at the end of his career. Now, he also was a 2006-2007 All-Rookie player, which was great. And even though he's 37 years old, he's still 6'8", 250 pounds, still has great athleticism for his age. And I definitely see him can be able to play 1 to 2 years left. Like right now, he is a free agent, and I think he is still being willing to sign. He hasn't made an official statement to being retired or anything like that. And I do believe Rudy Gay can still play, 10 to 15 minutes, give you the great defense that you need, and also help on offense as well if needed. Now, Utah Jazz, when he did play with them, he also did a great job, not just defensively, but scoring at an efficient rate. Like we talked about, he had an effective field goal percentage of 50%, which is fantastic, but he also had a great three-point percentage of 38%. This is really good, especially for someone like Rudy Gay, who wasn't really considered a sharpshooter back in his time, but the fact that he has been able to develop a shot can definitely help out on offense when needed, which I think is a huge bonus.